So, if enlightenment is not personal, and emptiness is the source of enlightenment, its own light, shining infinitely on itself as stillness, but essentially moving to experience the profound, tranquil sensation of what it is. Now, God is what we would call it. So emptiness itself, in all aspects, is the result of God. Whatever God is. You see, we never ever know what God is. To say God is. That's all you need to know. No. If enlightenment is not personal, then what is personal, you see? Personal is the mind. The mind is watching the fish in the river, trying to direct it. Watching the body in the ocean of space, trying to direct it in the way it was prescribed. See, the river is not only a free-flowing river. It contradicts itself to say each one must flow in the right direction. And the direction is the same. So, it is important that you grab back onto I. Because enlightenment is not the be-all and end-all of the whole journey. This experience of enlightenment, it gives this space with no fear to take on the mind that I has adopted. Now, in layman's terms, very simply, it's like a sissy. You're on the other side of the door as I, confronting this mind, believing, hoping, and fighting, and challenging, and trying with effort, and all the things that has been confronted with you at the other side of this door, which is this side. This side. And you open a door, or the door opens. Because you've had enough. You can't cope. You're not fitting in. Whatever reason it is that we seek or search. See, I didn't seek for enlightenment. I didn't seek through religion or spirituality. I seek through my childhood traumas to understand what made me like this. Not just as a form, but as a psychological construct in the world of constructed mind, instructed mind, and destructive mind. So the journey goes on with enlightenment firmly as this sun, firmly within, watching, guiding, directing myself as I. up the river, or down the river this time. Instead of fighting against the river, look at how easier it is to let this flow take you down into the ocean of yourself, and then up into the emptiness of God. So you have to, or I have to. You see, you don't want to become a teacher. You have to allow enlightenment to be the passing, not to just pass you, but allow it to change the condition, the weathers, to suit itself, to discover those that can be uncovered from this samsara, dharma, septic ego. So in the passing, you still have, why still here? You see, enlightenment would mean transcending this human body and transcending samsara life into that nirvana state for infinite freedom. But you can't leave your home with some belongings there. The new tenants will not accept that. So you have to face up to the traumas that initially forced a fleeing into the space of freedom. And God says, go back. It's great you're here. When the door opened, God spoke one moment. That's the truth, now go back. You've a mess to tidy up. You have to understand why. Why enlightenment came before death, body death. To give you the opportunity to complete the task by addressing that what burdens the mind. You must completely cleanse the mind. So I give you the true eye to make amends to those that has disturbed, you have disturbed, and they have disturbed you. I give you kindness. I give you knowledge and wisdom to see the life you had before and the mess it was in, and the mess it still is in respect of the last 10 years just being omitted from your CV until the body passes, until the mind is cleansed. So you have to use whatever it is, painting, music, hypnotherapy, psychotherapy, neurology, whatever therapy is available. You have to look at what you are as a human, where you came from, how you developed this need to be empathetic, how you developed this need to be narcissistical, whatever, how you developed this mind, how you allowed, but how you made or created ways that were not natural to the environment, to the people, and to yourself, and certainly not to the river. In our human way, we clean up our rooms, not thinking why we clean them. We try and clean up our minds through meditation, not knowing why they need cleansed. Human beings, they carry so many burdens, so many diseases, including this one. I must look at my childhood. I must investigate. I must see why. there was a need to be confronted by death, by God, by Spirit, and by the river of myself. So you use this life, or I use this life, to tidy up. Because the deal with God is if you tidy up, you don't have to come back as another human. You don't have to go to hell. You don't have to go to darkness. You don't have to go to heaven. You just merge with the universe. The universe is God's heart. Still emptiness, but a core. There's no more I, me, once the mind is cleansed completely. So I must use this time wisely. Stop sharing it with the world. And look at my mind and see all the complexities and let them go. All the still cobwebs that remain in the corners of the room. Enlightenment is the most profound state. But anyone that thinks it's the end, that you're a saint, you're fooling again your mind. Your mind cannot be fooled, you see. Especially your own mind. So the thoughts are very sparse, but they're wise thoughts, and I have to look at them and confront them and overcome them, so that my family and people around can say, yeah, not only was that an enlightened stage where we lost our friend, father, husband, son, brother, neighbor. It was beautiful for him. But now we must help in aiding. We love each other, you see. Deep down inside, we love each other. And we'll do anything in our utmost to try and, whether it's educate, help. Advise. And give space to confront, discipline, attach to. But we have to remove all these before one can be completely free. The positive thing is you've learned slightly to love yourself because you met something that gave you the permission to resurrect your mind before you die. Because death is much more profound than heaven, hell, darkness. Death is the transcending as the river and the sun merge. The earth, the water, the fire, the air. They all become one. I'm not going to waste this life. I want to see it through. It being the fake God, God being nameless. Even emptiness cannot describe vastness, source, oneness, absolute cannot really describe that, what truly is. I know that. This I knows that. But this I knows it has some sort of job to do. Not a chore. Maybe may cause suffering, may cause fear of some sort. But we have to confront the truth of our mind as well as confront the truth of our ego. You don't clean 7 rooms in an 8-bedroom house, you clean them all. And then you leave the house proudly, and knowing that you did everything possible to get every cobweb out of every corner. So I'm off to clean the cobwebs. There are some big ones. Get some help, Overcome the mind. My mind. Not God's mind. God's mind only says one thing. Each one has the message. You're free. You have everything I can give you. Don't ask for more. Because your house, your mind will become burdened and it will get messed up. And you'll mess up other minds as they mess up yours further. I go on. In peace. I go apologetic. If you've misunderstood this mind to say, I'm special, I'm enlightened, I'm a saint. I know much more than you. I want to know less than everyone, even God in the world, so that I can become this nothing, this emptiness in my mind, can shake my hand, and we can bow as equal and depart from this life of illusion. In truth, I go, here, one stays.